Alright, welcome to the channel. Hope you guys had an amazing week. I had a pretty decent week, you feel me? As long as money's coming in, that's all that matters. Um, I hope you guys had a good week though. Hope you guys had a good trading day. Today is a day of sad, unfortunate events. Today is a day how one, I went break even accidentally. Two, well, not really accidentally, it was kind of intentionally, but I'll explain why I say accidentally. And two, how my second entry for some reason breached my account. Yeah, I know. First things first. Let's get like really just started into today. Wow, I don't know what that was, but let's just like get started on what I wanted to see come into today. I'm not going to lie, I didn't look at the 4 hour at all. If I had looked at the 4 hour, I would have been bullish, obviously, but I was honestly looking just at the hourly today, and until I looked at the 4 hour, like around I think around like 9:40ish is when I switched my bias. So coming in today, I was bearish. I'm not going to lie, only because I looked at the hourly and I looked at the trend. I didn't look at the 4 hour. Obviously, I should have known better to look at the 4 hour. So that's just first mistake. So one, I realized that we ended up creating an SMT actually, a bearish SMT with previous day highs right here. No, with with Nasdaq's previous day high right here, with this high, and then from there from this high, and I thought this was going to be like we're going to continue lower to previous day lows. However, I failed to look at the 4 hour, and what we were doing in the 4 hour the whole time, we were in a 4 hour gap. So this was just a manipulation to the 4 hour gap. So until like 9:40ish, I didn't really realize that. Okay, I was like, whoa, we're in an uptrend manipulating on the 4 hour gap. I should have like realized this, and I don't think anything would have been executed differently. Like just like my outlook on the market today would have been different. But coming in today, it looked like the daily profile. Honestly, just from looking at the 60 minute, yeah, 60 minute hourly, looked like it was gonna be a London session manipulation, then New York reversal, and that is exactly what it was, to be honest. A London session manipulation with the New York reversal. Um, but what we call it, coming in today, we also had an SMT with Asia low. This is just like my whole outlook on the market, and I told myself, I was like, if this SMT ends up holding up, I would want to see like a 15-minute breaker structure or like a 5 minute change of state, something like that, for me to switch my bias into going longs, because then we'll just target like all-time highs. We'll just trade above all-time highs, and that'll pretty much be it. Um, but I mean, yeah, that was pretty much it. So literally, market open, we ended up just sky booming. So what did I do? I literally just waited, bro. Just waited. Hold on. As you can see, I'm on freaking paper trading now because account breached. But I didn't take any trades on paper trading. Like executions are on. But anyways, I just waited for like some sort of retrace until 5 minute PDRA, and I was like, you know what? We're not getting that at all. Let me just go until 1 minute and just wait for like a nice 1 minute retrace, like like a couple series of down close candles, for me to be like, okay, this is like better to go long in. Um. So yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So first things first, I was like, okay, let's wait for a retrace. The first retrace that we got was right here. I didn't like this because I want to see a series of down close candles, like two or three. We ended up getting this. I didn't take this entry, although it did promote for a better entry. We ended up getting this entry right here with two series of down close candles. Then we ended up tapping into the gap after this, but we didn't get a bullish closure. So I mean, I didn't like that. So I waited again. We ended up creating another huge gap, which would have been a 5 minute gap, and this 5 minute big gap would have been cool to retrace into. But obviously, price did not want to do that. So what did we do? Price ended up retracing back into this gap on the 1 minute. This was my first entry actually. My entry on this was insane, like disgustingly good, bro. Genuinely like disgustingly good. However, I'll tell you guys my entry actually because I remember it's to the tick, bro. It was my entry was right here, bro. This was my entry. This was genuinely my entry. 2374.20, bro. This entry was disgusting, bro. Literally, I just clicked buy after like the 1 second shift, and I was like at the bottom of this. So this was my original entry. Stop loss was actually above the swing high right here. And what was I targeting, you may ask? Simple. standard deviation of the range. Um, I was not targeting 4 obviously, but I was targeting standard deviation of this range. Um, Mainly the 2 to 2.5 would have been like like only take profits, to be honest, since I'm only going in for one contract. Since I only went in for one contract since I had what we call it, since I do go with one mini, but by now I would have been break even. So let me tell you guys why I closed this trade accidentally. Well, for starters, when I click buy, I usually I usually didn't set my stop loss or take profit. Like I could troll around now because it's like paper trading, but as you can see, literally I didn't click these, and so when I didn't click them, I'll just go in right now, just with one because I could care less. See, if I go in with one, it doesn't pop up like this on, like, with a funded account. If you know, you know. It usually pops up with nothing, so I couldn't set my stop loss or take profit anymore. So I was just like, damn, that is pretty unfortunate. So what did I do? I literally just kept it like this, actually. So I kept it like this, and then as soon as price inversed this gap, I ended up going break even because it did hit my entry, and price ended up did hitting that, so I did go break even. Now I'm not going to lie, I went break even pretty early, bruh. Why am I so, bruh. I went break even pretty early. Um, I'm not gonna lie. I usually go break even if there's like quick displacement or like just huge displacement towards something. But this was definitely a bit fear induced, only because, like I said, I didn't have my take profit or stop loss set. So I was really just like manually clicking, and I don't like that, to be honest. So that was honestly on me. I think when I cop the funded again really soon, I'm definitely going to actually make sure I get all my stuff straight. Um, but yeah, so that's really how I went break even on the second one. On the first one, honestly, if I didn't go break even and I had literally just held, obviously today would have been a winning day, just like Friday, and the day before Friday when I lost. But it's okay, cause I'm not really upset. I'm really just disappointed. These recent trades could have been played way better. Another thing to add, my trade that I went freaking whatchamacallit, this is my freaking paper trading account. Hey, I'm at $55. So I know I'm playing. But but what was I gonna say? Um Bruh, my mind is like blanking. Oh, my second trade that I went break even on. Not break even, that my account got breached on. So literally this was actually kind of like annoying because I didn't even know how I got breached. But anyways, I had waited for a re-entry because I was like, okay, I'm gonna re-enter this because long as it's obviously the moves, like I'm bullish now, everything is pointing towards all-time highs. We end up having our manipulation lower for our standard deviation, and I still want my targets of like of my own 2 to 2.5 range, right? Um, so literally after we ended up reclaiming this gap, I entered all the way right here. Then again, it was massively in a premium, which is why I marked out this equilibrium. It was massively in a premium. Um, excuse me. And then from there, my entry was literally right here. Genuinely, it was right here, and then stop was above this low right here, and then I put standard deviation for this one as well. So just imagine this, but like a little bit higher. And then when I was in drawdown, I literally got taken out the game, and I was like, oh my god. And then yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Mistake for this one, just entering in a freaking premium. Just look at this. This is just disgusting. I've been realizing that a lot of my trades recently have either been entered way too much in a premium if it's longs, way too much if in a discount if it's shorts. And I've noticed when I go back in my trade recaps that when I usually enter off a discount for longs, I do extremely well. Premium for shorts, I do extremely well. So as of recently, I need to start incorporating equilibrium a lot more into my trades. It's something I used to incorporate and I actually used to do good with because I would just literally just swing low, swing high, equilibrium, whatever my bias is, enter off of that and another confluence. So then boom. But yeah, I think this would be like a perfect like third slash fourth confluence to add for my executions. To be honest, the only confluence that we had for this execution for my like original trade was the SMT at the low. This really what caused this whole reversal, which I wanted to be long for. And then on top of that, we ended up having our 5-minute change of state, which was right here. And then from there, it was really just a matter of just having a 1 minute manipulation with the retracement, and that was pretty much it. And then, I mean, yeah, that's literally pretty much it. Um, Pretty unfortunate to say the least. I'm not going to lie. Um, I don't even know how to feel, bro. I genuinely don't even know how to feel. That was, bro. This is genuinely like a start to my Monday, bro. Um, bruh. On one, like, I'm not mad. On one hand, this whole trade, like this whole funded account could have been played so much better, but I'm not gonna play the coulda, woulda, shoulda game because what's done, it's done. Like what I already did, that's already in the past, right? So I gotta literally just poof, disconnect, and just forget about it. Essentially, obviously I can't forget about it because it's literally right here. But it was just something to look back on and just be like, okay, I did this, and this. So when I reset or purchase it again, I'm not gonna do this, and this. You know what I mean? Um, on one hand, I am disappointed. On another hand, I'm not upset because I know I'm not a bad trader, right? It's just my executions are just poor. But like everything else, frequency wise, like I know when to stay out of a trade. I know when to prolong for a trade. I know if the setup is going to play out or not. I know how to tell what is high probability to me and what is low probability to me. Um, Damn. Then again, it is part of the game. Literally, a lot of the best traders do fail their prop firms, like do fail like their first funded account challenge. In a way, that is good, but in a way, I'm not using that. I'm not gonna use that to cope on my loss. I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, TJR failed his first prop firm back when he like showed proof of it in like 2022, or like more trades failed his like, bro. No, I'm not gonna cope on that. Obviously, all these TikTok traders that we see obviously failed their prop firm account multiple times before they even like made money. But I don't know, but to me it's different. I'm a bit competitive to say the least, but one thing with this game, it's good to be competitive, but I cannot let my ego get ahead of me. Because when I do let my ego get ahead of me, and any other things, I let my ego get ahead and I'm slaying. In this, when I let my ego get ahead of me, I'm getting slayed. So, yeah. Damn. That is pretty unfortunate, but it is okay. Because these lessons now, I'm actually going to try to incorporate them more for the next time I get the funded. Today, I was just patient. Um, One thing that I had was just that fear-induced stop loss. That's that fear-induced break even because I didn't have my stop loss or take profit set. So that is pretty unfortunate. But at the end of the day, it was bound to happen. Like it was bound for me to like pass or breach. Unfortunately, breaching came first, which is normal. But like I said, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna use that to cope. At the end of the day, I'm just going to look at what I could have done better, what I'm gonna do better, and then do better. You know what I mean? But I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Um, if I sound sad as hell, I'm not sad. I'm just mainly disappointed because it's part of the game, but it's like, damn, bro. I really thought I had it in the bag. I still do have it in the bag. It's just an unfortunate past couple days, but to say the least. But I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you guys literally tomorrow. I think tomorrow I'm going to I'm probably gonna paper trade the rest of the week. I mean, it's nah. Let's see. Like, let's look at the calendar together. Let's look at the calendar together. Um, let's see. Oh, let me move my camera. Okay. I might just paper trade tomorrow, and then cop a funded on cop another like reset my account or just cop another one on Wednesday or Thursday. Nah, I think I'm just gonna paper trade the rest of the week. Honestly, it just depends how I'm feeling. To be honest, right now I'm just like in a cloud of emotions. I need to like clear my head and just like relax really quickly. I just take a minute to relax, take a breather. Um, um, I'll probably reset my account on Wednesday. Tomorrow I'll probably just paper trade. Let's look at what we have for news. Powell speaks tomorrow. Okay, so I'm probably not even gonna bear what's. And then Wednesday, existing home sales, unemployment claims. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. I think I'll cop it on Wednesday, and then tomorrow I'll probably just paper trade or just not even trade at all. But yeah, bro. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This was actually a pretty unfortunate way to start the week, but I mean it's okay, bro. You know, at the end of the day, I'm fighting a war. I don't care if I lose the battle because I know I'm gonna win the war. So it's really just about strategicness. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in the next video tomorrow. Peace out.